Good evening, Mr. Ms. Internet and all our ships at sea. Once again, it is time for the world-famous Freeway Forum. Coming to you live and direct from the world-famous 405 Freeway in beautiful, sunny Southern California. My name is Atari, and I will be your host here for this open mic sort of forum thing. This is a free form, free-for-all on the freeway. Jump in as you like, leave comments in the doobly-doo, and I will address them as I can. Anyway, so here we are. You may call me El Covfefe. How do you say that? Covfefe. Yeah, you may call me El Covfefe. Apparently, our dear leader has had a little bit of a gaffe on the old Twitter, and of course everybody is just giving him relentless hell over it. I mean, if you're a public figure and you're going to do something like that, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, you better be prepared for it. Yeah, fantastic. Anyway. So the RC Cola actually took a stand on that one. That was hilarious. And they were just rolling it. They were loving it. It's like suddenly RC Cola became relevant again with less than 140 characters. Well done. Well done, social media people. You gotta get edgy now. You gotta kind of get out there now and see what's going on. You know, you gotta declare yourself. You gotta make waves if you want people to notice you on the social medias. Unfortunately, the problem is that everybody makes waves, and so there's just a lot of noise. There's just so much noise out there. I have that problem myself. I'm on some very crowded channels. So really, making a name for yourself, making a voice for yourself, carving a niche out in these already crowded channels it can be difficult. I started on YouTube about 10 years ago, and it wasn't much. It was sort of this half-assed vlog thing because I was dealing with a lot of shit. I was dealing with a lot of stuff at the time, and I started sort of vlog. I bought a little camera that recorded video, and I started recording these vlogs, and I did that for a while, and with the real names policy, that kind of went in, and I sort of like threw everything asunder, and then they got rid of the real names policy, and so here I am. I've sort of rebuilt my Twitter presence, my YouTube presence. Sort of rebuilt my YouTube presence into something arguably better. I like where I'm going with this now. I like where I am. I like where I'm going. I'm in a good position. So this is just starting some growth. I've got a couple ideas mulling around in my head for things to do. I think I'm going to treat my channel as an actual channel and have a variety of things going on, a variety of different sorts of things going on. That's sort of how I've structured it so far. I'll have I've got my teardowns and my repairs and my scenes, my how-tos, and I got all these different things. And Freeway Forum, of course, Freeway Forum is its own sort of thing. Still working on the Freeway Forum. It's still sort of this thing that's kind of up in the air. It's not super popular yet. It's not super popular in general. I think I just have not found my audience yet. So I'll continue to do this. This may be the last Freeway Forum that is broadcast on Periscope, at least for the time being. I am considering, now that Facebook has fixed Facebook Live so that you can broadcast in widescreen landscape orientation. Now that you can broadcast in landscape orientation, I'm gonna play around with it for the month of June. I'm going to switch over to Facebook Live, same time, just on Facebook. So you'll have to find me over there. I have kind of a captive audience on Facebook, so I'll be moving over to Facebook Live for the next month of Wednesdays. See what's going on. See if that garners any extra, any more views, any more feedback. And I'm thinking I'm going to switch up the material just a little bit. I'm going to try to do more, especially if I can get more live viewers. I'm going to try to do more call and response, and kind of a sort of internet-y version of a chat show or a call-in show, phone-in. I enjoy those kind of things. I enjoy that, a lot of audience participation. Basically have a little chat room going on over here, and we talk and we do things. That's sort of where live stuff is. So, with the Periscope, Periscope's great for broadcasting something as it happens. I'm not convinced Periscope is the best solution for a sort of fireside chat, if you will, like we do here. So I'm going to try it out, and we'll see where it is. It's funny, I get sort of more response, I guess, viewership. I get a better viewership on YouTube in the replays of the Freeway Forum, which is interesting. I guess it's because, on the East Coast, I have a lot of people on the East Coast, and a lot of people actually not in North America. So I imagine there is a bit of a time difference. It is 5 o'clock here on the West Coast of the United States. And so, on the East Coast, where I have a good chunk of my audience is on the East Coast. It's 8 o'clock. It's supper, late supper time. So people are usually watching the telly at this point. I imagine. I'm not a television person. I have a pardon me. I have a lot of TV shows that I do like. I do like watching television shows. I just haven't watched anything really as it's aired in years and years. I'm trying to think the last time I actually watched something without time shifting, watching something live, and it has been, other than like a sports event, other than a hockey game or the occasional NASCAR race, or Yellow Jackets game or something like that. Apart from sports, I have not watched TV as it aired live. Gosh, I want to say since high school. I really want to say since high school. I haven't had a show that I watch live. Everything I watch is time shifted. And that's because after I graduated high school, I started collecting media, a series at a time, movies and things like that. I had this idea in my head that one day I was not going to watch television live. I wasn't going to pay for cable or anything like that. This is 17, 18 years ago. I had this idea that I just wasn't going to pay for cable. That given the opportunity, given the chance, I would, if I was going to pay for anything, I would just pay for internet access. that has sort of been my philosophy ever since I left home. Was I don't pay for television. I don't watch enough television live that I want to pay for it. I don't find it worth it. And especially now with how Netflix and Hulu and even YouTube at this point have become destinations for content. YouTube, of course, just used to be, as I was coming along, YouTube was just a repository of terrible videos. And YouTube has proven itself as a content platform, as an actual, like, scripted content platform even. And that's sort of where it's gone with me. I've started watching a lot. Most of what I watch now is actually YouTube. I watch mostly YouTube shows at this point. Not that I'm against watching scripted series on television or what would be on television, digital streaming, whatever. The Barbie. We watch Fresh Off the Boat. We watch Kimmy Schmidt. We watch a handful of things like that. I have. Of course, we'll watch cartoons in the morning. Saturday morning, Sunday morning. We usually watch cartoons. And specifically, right now, we're watching Voltron on Netflix, which is fantastic. I'm really enjoying the new Voltron. Really enjoying that. I love how it's definitely written for today's kids. It's definitely written for today's audience. But it is it has that integrity. It keeps the integrity of the original series. Which, of course, the original series existed really just to sell toys, but whatever. Yeah, I really like, remembering the original series. Is that a dolphin? That is a dolphin, isn't it? Or is it Eurocopter? It's not a dolphin. It's the civilian version of the dolphin, Eurocopter, or whatever. AC-135-ish, maybe? AC-135? I don't remember. I was never big on the Eurocopter model numbers, so I can tell you American-made helicopters. I can tell you most of the American-made civilian helicopters any day of the week. But the Eurocopters, the ECs and the AWs, Eurocopter and Augusta-Westland, French, I believe AW is English or German. I think they're English. Those guys. Anyway, so yeah, I just can't remember because I never paid much attention to them because I didn't fly them. I'm not a huge, I'm not super into airplane porn or aircraft porn or helicopter porn or whatever. Not super into car porn. I'm like, oh, that's a nice photo of something that looks nice. That's cool, whatever. I never had that sort of, I love aircraft. I love looking at it in person. I love being there and putting my hands on it and, observing and seeing how the engineering goes together and how everything is machined and built and put together and designed. That's what gets me. That's the side, that's the air show stuff though. That's, with static displays, I like going and looking at static displays. I don't like looking at pictures of a static display. It's just, for the most part, that's just kind of, I don't know, I don't find any interest in it because I can't see the details that I want to see. Feels like a cop-out. Anyway. So, yeah, that's that's another thing, like RC shows. I'm never big into RC stuff, in the RC aircraft. And it's cool, like, to build it. Like, the building aspect, I love. I love the building aspect of it. I'm not crazy about the, like, people, flying RCs and doing little tricks with them and stuff like that. I'm like, show me a real aircraft of doing that, and then I will be impressed. Because thrust to weight on a tiny little RC is ridiculously easy to do. I mean, you could literally fly a brick because you can get enough thrust out of those tiny motors or tiny engines. Thrust to weight, your power curve is so freaking ridiculous. Thrust to weight ratio, so freaking ridiculous that you can do anything, and it's just not that impressive. Do that with a real engine, and I will be really impressed. With a real pilot inside, by the way. Put a person in there and engineer it right, then I will be impressed. I'm not necessarily impressed with your RC tricks. Yeah, it was cool to watch. It's fun to watch. It's like watching a guy fly a kite, though. It's like, oh, that's fun. That's neat. Oh, you did some tricks. That's very impressive. Well, actually, I believe a kite actually takes more skill than a lot of RC work. It's like watching helicopter aerobatics. I'm sorry. As a helicopter pilot, helicopter aerobatics bore me. Like, yay, you can do a hammerhead. Yay, you can do another hammerhead. That's about all you can do in a helicopter. Is you pirouette and do hammerheads, and that's about it. It's about all you can really do in most helicopters, with very few exceptions. Very few exceptions, like the BO-105, the Red Bull helicopter, that can do loops and barrel rolls, and the Augusta-Westland Lynx, which is a Royal Air Force helicopter, that can also do barrel rolls and loops, and like the only two helicopters that can fly inverted and not crash, not destroy themselves. It's not even a matter of crashing, it's a matter of destroying itself in the attempt. So anyway, so scripted TV shows. I enjoy a lot of scripted television. I do. I never have time to watch it, so I usually wait until it's over before I watch it. Battlestar. Battlestar was brilliant. I freaking love Battlestar. Definitely a scripted show that I watched after it had aired. I'm sorry, I had to put my old man glasses on. It's getting bright. Doctor Who. Doctor Who's still on, but I'm so far behind because I'm basically waiting until I have everything, and then I could just watch the whole series and not have to worry about it. Keeping up with everything is just difficult. Sherlock, another same thing. Archer's one, because it's on Netflix. It's a season at a time. I'm always a season behind because they wait until the new season's over before they put it on. That's fine. That's fine with me. I'm not worried about being a season behind on everything. It doesn't bother me that much. I can enjoy something without feeling like I have to consume every possible angle on it. I'm sort of becoming one of those anti-merchandising geeks, where I'm just not in. I like to look at the merchandising. I like to look at the stuff, but I'm just not interested in it. Like, I don't want to buy the little pop, the pop figures, the vinyl figures with the big eyes and the very simplistic design. They look cool. They they look really cool. It's a neat piece of art, but as a commodity, I'm not interested in buying them. Like, anybody can buy that to do. That's kind of fun and neat to have sitting on a shelf, but I'm not going to buy like all of them. I'm not going to buy like, a whole set of anything. It's just going to sit around and collect dust. That's all it's going to do. But then again, I have weird other collectible things. And of course, I have stuff that I've collected for years, over the years. I think a lot of this mindset came to me after I lost most everything in a fire. My grandparents' house burned down. There was a lot of my sort of memorabilia, collectibles, things like that were all in the house when it burned down, and there's nothing left. I mean, my Lego, all my Lego sets, all that stuff was just, it's gone. It's gone. Ashes. Ashes and vapor. That's all that's left. So I don't get into a lot of the merchandising kind of stuff. I don't see the point. I mean, I do see the point, but it's just not my thing anymore. Not my thing anymore. Handmade something or other, a piece of art, a piece of fan art, a piece, something that you look at, something that somebody made, like they actually made this thing. That's really cool, and I really like that kind of stuff. I really dig that kind of stuff. That's usually what I go for at the cons. When I have the cons, I'm usually tooling around. I enjoy walking around in Artist Alley, the Artist Alley section, more than I really enjoy walking around in the vendor exhibition section. Because the Artist Alley these are people that are really doing it. These are the people that are going out there and they're trying to make a living, and they're doing something themselves. They're doing something with their hands. They're doing something with their talents. I really admire that. So, the authors, the small press, the artists, all you guys out there, shout out to you guys, because I really like that kind of stuff. I can't always buy it, because, if I had my way, I would just buy everything. I would buy all your stuff. I would buy it. I see something I really like, I would buy it, but I have no practical place for it. I have no practical use for it, practical sense for it. Just keep making it. Just make the art. It's fantastic. I would buy it if I could put it somewhere. If I could hang it up somewhere, I would. But I just don't have a place for that. Unfortunately, a lot of people do not see it the way I do, where you see somebody as creating something and you're celebrating talent behind making it. If I could, I would buy every cool piece of art I could find. That would be my thing. I would open a gallery. I'd just have a gallery and be like, I would buy every single piece and hang it in a gallery and call it a day. Charge $10 for a cup of coffee for people to come in and sit amongst it. But as a business model, I'm not quite sure that's going to work. But it'd be cool. I would love to have a gallery like that, and I'd love to bring everybody in Artist Alley into a gallery like that, and just be like, look, here. Have people come in and look at the stuff and buy it, hopefully. Because I celebrate that. I love that. I'm kind of I won't say artist, but I'm sort of in that same vein where I'm just a little guy trying to build something myself, trying to do something myself, trying to create something myself, and trying to make a living off of it, which is, I can't make a living yet, but we're getting there. We will get there. Anyway, so yeah, so I celebrate the arts. I celebrate the people who are going out there and doing the stuff. I can't get into the officially licensed merchandising because it's just a lot of it's overpriced, a lot of it's under quality. There's no heart, there's no soul. It's just like, let's make a quick buck off of this thing that's popular. So that's where I am in that stuff. But you know, scripted television, movies, all that kind of fun stuff. I appreciate it. I enjoy. I watch it. I just watched Captain America: Civil War finally. I was not impressed. I really wasn't. I did not like Civil War. It was just, there was too much going on. It's 2.5 hours long for, you know, a 10 minutes. I don't even think that scene was 10 minutes. But that set piece at the airport where they're all fighting each other. Spoiler alert, they fight each other. I liked how they brought in the new characters. Okay, that was worth it to me. Spoiler alert, T'Challa as the Black Panther, and Peter Parker, Spider-Man. They show up in the movie. Spoiler, sorry. If you haven't seen it already. I already knew they were going to be in the movie. Actually, I didn't know Panther was going to be in the movie, but whatever. Yeah, so you know, I liked that. It's just getting too somber. It's getting too sober, too somber, too realistic. It's dragging down. It's dragging the whole MCU down. This whole like, it's super. You know, it's turning into the freaking comic books in the '90s when it's like, oh, superheroes are bad. Superheroes do things, collateral damage. We're turning into freaking DC here. Stop turning into Marvel. You're kicking ass and you're taking names because you're not DC movies. You're not DC films. Keep it that way. The problem is, you know, you got a lot of there's just ridiculousness out there, and I don't know, I feel like they screwed the pooch on some of it because of the licensing agreements they had to do. Yeah, I really wish Quicksilver could have been in the MCU better. You know, the MCU version of Quicksilver, we never got to see him long enough to really determine if he even has potential. The X-Men version of Quicksilver freaking rocks, man. I love that dude. Freaking love that dude. But the MCU version, never got a chance to see what he could do. I like Scarlet Witch. I like this version of Scarlet Witch. But whatever. Anyway. So, yeah, not a fan of Civil War. I love the hell out of Doctor Strange, though, because I love that character. I'm a fan of Doctor Strange. I do enjoy Doctor Strange. Guardians 2 looks really fun, looks radical. I love the MCU version of Guardians, just because it's what a comic book movie should be. It's silly, and it's fun, and it's just enjoying itself. It's like the Thor movies. The Thor movies are just silly and fun, and they're not taking themselves too seriously. Iron Man's kind of weird, like it's serious, but it's still fun and goofy. Definitely Captain America is just getting too serious, and it feels like the Avengers are getting too serious, like as a whole. So I'm hoping they're gonna fix some of that in the next few films. Spider-Man looks promising. We'll see that in a month or so, whatever. But so that's it. That's what I got today. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and have a nice. Anyway, sorry, wrong channel. Thank you for watching, and that's not a Finnish accent, but anyway, I've been watching those guys a lot more too. I've been watching Beyond the Press. I'm enjoying that. I like watching their silly builds that they're doing, which is it's just fun. That's the stuff I enjoy doing and enjoy watching. So Beyond the Press, definitely thumbs up on that one. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Check me out on the YouTubes, youtube.com/theairbornesurfer. Of course, follow along on Twitter, at Airborne Surfer, and everything else is at airbornesurfer.com. My name is Atari. This has been the Freeway Forum. Until next time, tally ho, y'all.